Hi again. I'm back in the classroom because I got a couple of important points to discuss with those people who have IRAs and are thinking about converting some of that money to Roth IRAs. Now, a while back, I did a video on more of the details of what a conversion would mean. If you'd want to look that up, you can check out our YouTube channel, Shelfer and Associates. Look me up on any social media, hashtag Jim Robinson on point, or go to our website, shelferandassociates.com, check resources and check Jim's videos. So today I'm really looking to discuss two times to convert, maybe the two best times to convert, but that's something that your planning will dictate. Now remember that when you move IRA money to Roth IRA money, that's going to be a taxable event. It'll be taxable income. For example, IRA to IRA, if you move 30,000 pre-tax in a regular IRA to the Roth, that is a $30,000 income event or a taxable event. And it's also really important to use outside money to pay those taxes so that entire amount can be converted. So now let's talk about when it might be a good time to do that conversion. Tip number one would be wait until late in the year when you know your cushion. And by that I mean um, figuring out what your tax bracket is. So give you an example on what's going to be reportable income. And again, you need to work with a professional on this. Things like your salary if you're working, retirement income if you're drawing from regular IRAs or Social Security or a pension, that all could affect your tax bracket. So what you have to figure out then is how much wiggle room or how much room do you have until the next tax bracket. And this chart here illustrates kind of on the left side, the first two tax brackets someone might be in, the 10 and the 12 in this case. And any money that's reportable as income above that is all going to be taxed at the higher bracket. In this case, it's the 22%. So if you have wiggle room, let's say you have reportable income, but you haven't hit that ceiling, haven't hit that next threshold to where the extra dollars are going to be taxed at the higher tax bracket, that might be your cushion. And you really don't know that, or at least most people don't know that until the end of the year. So once you get a little better handle on what your tax bracket total is going to look like, that might give you a better idea on how much you'd want to convert to a Roth IRA. Tip number two, I put here time the market, and no, not that way, not guessing the market. Nobody knows how to do that. Warren Buffett doesn't know how to do that. What I'm talking about is looking at maybe a volatile point in the market and considering maybe that's a good time for a Roth IRA conversion. In other words, let's say the market is doing well, takes a dip, and now it's down considerably. Well, remember, if that were to happen, your retirement account may be down in value, but you may actually have the same amount of eggs in that basket, or the same amount of shares. In this example, it showed 100 shares at $20 a share. That'd be $2,000 taxable if withdrawn or converted. Now we get to a dip, and that 100 shares is worth $15 in this example. That's $1,500 if taxable. It would be taxable if converted. In an ideal world, you convert at the lower amount, pay the lower amount of tax, and then it comes back and recovers from that dip, and now you're on your way to hopefully a healthy account and performance, but you paid actually tax on the lower amount. Same shares all the way through, just different values, different taxable event for those shares. So let's sum it up. Tip number one, wait until the end of the year if you can when you know your tax bracket cushion. Tip number two, if you can do it, convert on the dip. Thanks for watching.